Hello there. It is halfway through the year, so you know what that means in the book community? It's the mid-year freakout tag. Yay! I don't know who originally did this tag, but I know I have it written down somewhere, so I will tag them down below. It's a really old one. It's been around forever, but I did the research to figure out who that was, and then I forgot. So I will tag them down below. Oh, I have it written down right here. Look at that. I did work. Earl Grey books, and is that Cami or Chami? C-H-A-M-I. So yeah, I will tag them down below. If this is the mid-year freakout tag, we are halfway through 2026 already. We'll get to the questions, but before I do, please like, subscribe, comment down below if you wanna let me know how your first half of the year has gone, and let's go with the questions. Best book you've read so far this year. My books are way over here. Why did I do that to myself? Best books that I've read so far. Favorite book probably of the year so far are Where I End by Sophie White. Very grim, very dark, very atmospheric. Island in Ireland, I think, or Scotland, one of those. Anyway, this is about a woman, young woman, who is taking care of her mother, who has been bedridden and not really talking, and basically has to have everything done for her whole life as she remembers it. And her life is grim and bleak and sad, and this has some body horror in it, and it's really, really gruesome, and I really, really liked it, and it's not one I'm going to forget anytime soon. And so far this is definitely one of my top books for the year. I have talked about this one a few times before. I'm not going to go through these too much, but one of my favorites definitely is this one. And then I read this one more recently, The Dumb House. This is about a psychopath man who ends up experimenting on his own children. So this one I thought was bleak and really well written and good as well, by John Burnside. The other one is less bleak, is The Ninth Rain by Jen Williams. I really loved the series so far. I also just finished the second one and also gave that one 5 stars. Excellent fantasy series, a little bit harder to get a hold of, but just very different and interesting, and really, really enjoyed it. It's fantasy, not romantasy. There is a small bit of a romance in here, but not the main point of the plot. New favorite fantasy series. I love this one. Talked about it a lot recently, so I'm not going to talk about it a lot here. Best sequel you've read so far is definitely the sequel to The Ninth Rain, The Better Twins. I really, really enjoyed that one. And also, I thought Rise of the Starling was really good. I actually enjoyed this more than Shield of Sparrows. Yeah, Shield of Sparrows. So yeah, this one's probably one of my favorite sequels so far for sure. New releases I haven't read yet, but want to. There's a lot. These two came to mind. Boring Asian Female, which is a weird girl lit fic about an Asian woman who doesn't get in somewhere or get a job that she wants, and because she's too boring and she becomes unhinged. It's a weird girl. Thank you for your interest in our school, but we regret to inform you, you're not special, you're too average, you're boring. She'll have to show them just how interesting she can be. So I still want to get to this one. This is a new release. I have Dead But Dreaming of Electric Sheep by Paul Tremblay. I definitely want to get to really soon. That just came out today. I have to go pick it up, my pre-order from the library. And then the new Sarah Gailey, Make Me Better, I haven't gotten to yet, which I really would like to read soon. But I think this is sapphic. A once-in-a-lifetime invitation, a remote island, a rare chance to grow, but miraculous transformation requires extreme sacrifice. And so I'm looking forward to reading this one. I've really enjoyed everything I've read from Sarah Gailey so far. I've read The Echo Wife as well as Spread Me, so I've read these two by them and I really enjoyed them. So I'm looking forward to this one. Oh, this one as well, Keep Earth Upon It. I'm looking forward to by Chloe Michelle Holworth. She wrote Sunburn and I really enjoyed that one, so I'm looking forward to trying this one out and seeing if I like it just as much. Set in 1965, and it's about orphaned O'Leary siblings Tom, Jack, Anna, and Peggy arrive in their town under suspicious circumstances, but the O'Learys offer only a few contradictory details about their past. I honestly don't know what this is about. I just loved Sunburn so much that I picked this up. Oh, also, I forgot to say how many books I've read so far this year. 157. I've read 157 halfway through the year, so I'm on track to hit 300. I don't aim to do 300 every year, but for the past 2 years, I have gotten over 300. 2 years ago, I got over 400, so we'll see. I am now creating content that takes time away from reading, so I don't expect to be reading quite as much. That was new releases. Most anticipated release, Dead But Dreaming of Electric Sheep. That is coming out very soon. There's a book by the author of Monstrilio that will be coming out that I will put a screenshot of maybe because I forgot what it's called, but I am really excited to read that one. I'm sure there are other sequels and things coming out that I can't think of at the moment. Biggest disappointment, Bone of My Bone by Joanna Van Veen. I have liked from her before. I'm not as obsessed with Blood on Her Tongue as some people are, but I did enjoy it. I thought it was a good time. Bone of My Bone, I DNF'd, couldn't get into it. It was sad. Grace by A.M. Shine. I really enjoyed The Watchers from him, and this one I read as an arc and it fell flat for me, so that was disappointing. American Spirits by Anna Dorn I didn't like, and I think I gave 2 stars, and that's sad because Perfume and Pain I enjoyed, so that was a disappointment. So I say those were my 3 most disappointing. Biggest surprises, I read this for a Ready Set Net vlog, The Bone Clocks by David Mitchell. And I was like, oh, this will probably be a quick DNF because I don't really know why I bought this. I don't really know what it's about. I didn't really know what to expect, and I ended up really, really loving this one. The character development, the way all the characters had something to do with the character from the first chapter, but you know, you got it more through their eyes and how everything came together at the end. There's time stuff in here and supernatural and science and all the things, and I ended up really, really enjoying this one. I have a vlog reading this one as well. Oh, Best Offer Wins was a thriller that I wasn't expecting to love as much as I did. I loved how unhinged it got. I loved how you went from kind of sympathizing with our main character to then being like, okay, I'm getting off that train. Way off the rails. Get me off the train. Ninth Rain, we already talked about. Ninth Rain was a big surprise for me. I was surprised how much I really loved this one. We already talked about that one. Favorite new author, obviously Jen Williams, because I want to read everything she's ever written now. I've read 2 things and given both 5 stars. As well as there's Yaya Schofield. I loved this book. I gave this, I think, 4.5, 5 stars. I thought it was beautifully written, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else she comes up with. Oh, fictional crushes. I don't really have fictional crushes, to be honest. I can't think of any of these characters they have big crunches on. But I will say the next question is favorite characters, and I want to say Byrne and Aldasair from The Bitter Twins. They're in the Ninth Reign too, but they're more in The Bitter Twins, and I really, really love those 2. They are a queer couple, although they kind of like get together in The Bitter Twins, and I just think they're so sweet and so cute and so different from each other, and they find love. It's a very minor plot point, but both of them as characters I just found delightful. A book that made me happy. The Faraway Inn. This is by Sarah Beth Thirst. It's a young adult book, but it's a cozy fantasy, and I thought this was very charming, very enchanting and cute, and it is YA, so it reads a little young, but at the same time I just found everything about this really cute and charming. It is set in our world, but it's still very fantasy heavy, and is about a girl who goes off to her aunt's, the strange aunt's cabin in Vermont or somewhere up there, Maine, and there's magical things that are happening, and she's trying to save this inn from closing. There are sentient mirrors and statues and cats and a love interest that's really cute and magical portals and things. Thought this was a lovely breath of fresh air. Made me happy. Lover Revealed. Anytime I read a Black Dagger Brotherhood book, I'm made happy. It's just classic early 2000s parental romance. Smuttery, but also with plot lines, and I really like these. I think they're so fun. They make me happy and they make me smile. And then Lost Souls by Poppy Z. Bright made me happy because it just took me back. This was a reread for me. I've read this one many, many times before, but it had been a long time since I've read it last, and just makes me happy. Brings me back to 1999, 1998 when I first read this. It's a vampire book, by the way. Queer vampires. Made me cry. I don't really think any of these made me cry this year. Oh, another one for favorite characters I forgot to add is The Red Winter. The characters in here, the demon, Sebastian's alright, but like his beast demon guy that lives in his head and is on his shoulders at all times, great character, as well as the succubus person that works with him. Fantastic characters, fantastic character work in here, so good. So made me cry, probably the closest to making me cry is Dragon Republic. All 3 of these books are devastating. They didn't make me cry at all, but I was shocked and sad at various points in here, and so this is what I'll do for that. This is a fantasy war trilogy. I did finish it up this year so far, and very happy to have read it. Most beautiful book, I would say, maybe not most beautiful, but just ones that I really love the covers of. Odessa, Grief Eater. I love these two. I think they have just fantastic artwork, and I gave both of these 5 stars. I would recommend them both for sure. They're wonderful. Both horror, by the way. More of a grief horror in this one. Historical, during the Cossacks in Russia. A girl dies and then is brought back by her father. And then in this one, zombies, short little novella under 100 pages. Lesbian gets turned into a zombie and tries to keep hold of her mental capacities enough to search out her family and eat them. Very good, very short, very snappy, very very, very good. And then another beautiful book, I think, is The Red Winter. I just love this guy. He just looks so cool. It's a great horror fantasy novel. And what books I still need to read that I've been wanting to read. So let's see. Oh, I forgot. I did pick out someone for a book crush. Harrow from Harrow the Ninth, because this cover, could she be any hotter? Ay, ay, ay. And yeah, reading these books, definitely had a little crush on her and Gideon, and love them together so much. And I'm looking forward to reading Nona. They're just all 3, I believe, so different, and you don't really know what's going on until you finish them. And I think they'll be great on a reread as well. So yeah, definitely a fictional crush of mine is Harrow, for sure. I don't need any more men in my life. I'm married, so I don't really get fictional crushes on men very often. I don't know what that means about me, but anyway, Nowhere Burning is another one by Catriona Ward. This has gotten mixed reviews / not so great reviews, but I want to read it. I read a few books from her. I read Little Eve, I think was the one. Yeah, Little Eve and Less House on Needless Street. Enjoyed both of those. So I wanted to give this one a try. Every time I think of Nowhere Burning, because it's like these kids that are on an abandoned ranch, I think. Sort of like a Peter Pan-y type of thing. So I think it's about these kids that escape a bad situation at home and go to this place called Nowhere, and then bad things that have happened here. Like they escaped one situation to get back into like another culty situation that's also bad. So I'm interested in reading this one. Every time I think of this book, I think of that movie Camp Nowhere, because I feel like these kids are going to Camp Nowhere, but it's just gotten culty because that movie, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but it's about these kids who take all their summer camp money and lie to their parents and say they're going to these summer camps, and they end up going to this place, and there's this adult man who is helping them with this scenario, helps them convince their parents, and it's all like funny and silly and a good time and kids growing up and discovering themselves and blah 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 blah, but like in reality it could also be totally the start of a horror movie, cult movie. So I'm looking forward to, and still haven't gotten to this one. 2 other newer books I still haven't gotten to that I want to get to is Haley Piper's The Game in Yellow and Morsel by Carter Keene. That one's I'm planning to get to soon, but hopefully by the end of the year, we shall see. I also need to, like I said, read Nona, and I'm sure there are a few other sequels that I need to get to, or hoping to get to. Oh, Soul Searching, Fan Service. I've had those on my like read soon pile for a long time that I haven't gotten to yet. And this isn't on my list, but like some favorite creators, I would say Sarah from Wicked Reading, Brianna and Angel and Brooklyn, all from the Classic Scares book club that I'm in. They're great and I love their channels. There's so many more, but now I can't remember any of the names. Let's look. I love Deja, of course, from the Deja's Book World. Allie from Allie Do's Read. I love Allie. She's one of my faves. Fully Booked. Love Alexis. Bo from Bo's Books. We started YouTube around the same time. She's great. Fall Into Steph. Love Fall Into Steph. What was it? Good Morning Dreamer was a new channel that I just started watching, and I love her. Also, McKenna from McKenna Loves Content is great. Mally, have to mention my girl Mally. Let's see, Book in Hand, Peyton, love Peyton. Brandy from the Antisocials Library, started her book channel not too much, I think around the same time as me. I could be wrong about that, but love her channel too. Lots of horror girlies and lots of channels that I love. Anyways, I have been recording videos a lot today and my voice has had it, so I'm going to end this video there. I hope you've had a great first half of the year. Let me know down below how it's going for you. Please like, subscribe, comment down below if you wanna, and I'll see you next time.